Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on folks. This is your man, all the way Joy Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, we're already second week into June. I can't believe it. It won't be long for it's a big holiday. It's Fourth of July is around the corner, and also I think this weekend is Father's Day's weekend. So my father's been gone for about 2 years, but to all you guys out there who are dads, happy Father's Day to you. Shout out to y'all. So anyway, but we have here a guest here. We have a lovely lady. She is an NPC competitor, and she competes in wellness. I've been kind of been, you know, particularly interested in this division, but she's also a coach and trainer. We have here the lovely Miss Roxy Francisco, aka Roxy Thunder. So welcome, ma'am. Thank you for coming. And
Hello, everyone.
yeah, and it's a question I ask you, ladies, who I do interviews with. What got you started in sport, as I call it, muscle and masculinity? Please share.
What? I'm sorry.
What got you started in the sport of
Oh,
muscle and masculinity? Yeah.
yes. What got me started? I just wanted to look like a superhero. So, so that's what got me started in bodybuilding, and it's a way for me to just you know just cope with life. Because when it comes to wellness, like I started in 2021, and it was about like a month and a half after my stepdad passed away.
So,
So what happened was like I was training even before that. I was just I was like a group fitness instructor. I was training myself, training clients and all that. But what got me to bodybuilding is like I wanted to channel all this like negative energy I was starting to feel, through grief and everything like that, into something more positive. And I was like, no one else will be there for me except for myself. Even though I do have a wonderful mom who like supports me with everything, but at the same time, it's like just for my own mental health. Like I want to be the superhero that I need in my life. So that's how I got really started in bodybuilding.
mhm. So you jumped right into wellness because I know some competitors say I started bikini and I did figure, so
Yes.
you jumped right into wellness.
Um, like officially right into wellness, although I did compete in bikini about twice, maybe like 10 years ago, just because I wanted to do something like, everyone started saying like, "Hey, do you compete in bikini?" When I was like walking around the gym, I was like, "What do you mean compete in bikini? What are you talking about?" So I got into it, I looked into it, and then I just jumped into doing a bikini competition without a coach. I didn't know much about it. And I was like, you know what? Everyone says I'm a bikini competitor or something like that. I was like, might as well give it a try. But that obviously failed.
Because that's important. You got to understand to get in the sport, even in the division like bikini or wellness or figure or women's bodybuilding physique, you need
Yes.
a good proper coach because sometimes some
Yes.
things you don't understand. It's not as simple as just getting in a nice little posing suit and walking on
Hmm.
stage. It's a particular, you know, skill set you have to have as a competitor. Right here we have here my man Balls Deep. You got to be careful with him. He says, "Good afternoon, gorgeous." All right, and he
Good
says
afternoon.
also, "What up and salute, George. Thank you, brother." He says, "Smash that like button." All righty. Thank you for that. He says, "Peace and blessings, beautiful." Also, he says, "This is his thing. He's always just his moniker, Chicago in here." All right. And another thing I should drop is he says, "Smoke gang, 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 gang." You know that. And also, he says, you know, "You are sexy and swole as AF."
All right.
He said it to everybody. He says it to everybody. So your first, now you started out in bikini first, and then
Hmm.
when you took those 10 years ago,
Yes.
and then you switched over to wellness. What was that
Yes.
experience like the first time when you started competing?
When I started competing, what in bikini or wellness? What are we
Either
talking
both
about
of
here?
them.
So with bikini, I mean, I love the stage. So just stepping on stage, doing my thing, even though I wasn't sure of what I was doing in the first place. I enjoyed the experience, and I enjoyed the prep, even though I did have a coach back in the day, because I was really into health and fitness. Um, and I've learned the discipline of eating, eating healthy, eating clean, prepping my meals, whether or not there's a competition or anything like that. So I really enjoy the process. So that's why I got into, bikini competing. Um, years ago. But then when I got into wellness, I really, really enjoyed it in terms of I love, I got a coach, my first wellness show. I finally got a coach because I know it's like super important no matter what level you're at in competing, especially if you're an amateur, or I should say whether you're an amateur or you're a pro, you always need a coach. Um, I just really love the training. I really love the discipline. I really love how it pushes me to stick to my diet, stick to my training protocol, no matter what happens in life. Whether, life happens, whether it's work, relationships, all that stress. I like having a protocol to follow. So that's why I really enjoy the process of competing.
Yeah, because it is a process.
Hmm.
And we conversations I had with ladies before, not just you just don't simply just trust the process. Once you understand the process, then you can fully trust it. Like how you grow and develop in your
Yes.
path as a competitor, and also particular. Judges one thing apart. Judges want you to have particular aesthetics. So for us people who are, most of my followers are more women's bodybuilding physique fans.
Hmm.
So can you share us the criteria of and also the guidelines for as a wellness competitor?
Okay, for wellness competitors, what they look for, like a lot of people initially who don't really know about bodybuilding per se, think wellness is just like big legs, soft big legs, unconditioned bikini. um, Getting into the sport and understanding the sport so much more now, it's definitely not that. It's definitely big legs, but big lower body, whether it's legs, glutes, calves, everything, right? But it's also about conditioning. Sometimes it's a little more conditioned than bikini. It's almost like women's bodybuilding, but not so striated, not so dry, and all that. So there's an aesthetic of bigger lower body compared to uh, a more like X frame upper body. Because like in women's bodybuilding, it's like a perfect, what do you call this? A perfect symmetry of upper body and lower body, right? When it comes to wellness, the lower body stands out more than the upper body, but it doesn't mean that the upper body is not developed. It is still developed. You need those, cap delts, toned arms and all that. Um, so it's really a focus on the lower body, but it's a very like what they're looking for is like dense muscle bellies, um, and also conditioning, but not so dry as to like what figure, physique, and women's bodybuilding. So there's
Okay.
like a very um, developed aesthetic in there, but still very feminine and round, if that
Mhm.
makes
So
sense.
it's kind of like you kind of like have to walk a fine line where you're not too much like figure, but not too much
Hmm.
like bikini. And also,
Yes.
like we talked about how like a friend of mine, he's an Ivy Pro. He said that you have to have those strong, and this is true for Afro aesthetics. You have to have the bigger
Hmm.
hips, the thicker
Yes.
thighs. That helps. You don't need too much gyration because they don't want to see that too much, even in bikini and figure or even physique. The
Hmm.
women bodybuilder can be styrated because they're a different level of muscle compared to physique. But as you notice that, even I've seen competitors who compete in both divisions. I've interviewed ladies who do both bikini and wellness.
Hmm.
And I've interviewed one time I interviewed a lady who just got a pro card. She was doing wellness at nationals, and
Okay.
also she did figure. We got a pro card. That was last year, Tamika Tucker. Shouts to her.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just a different look. I think it's getting really popular because a lot of competitors are switching over. You're seeing a lot of girls coming from figure and also physique, the
Hmm.
bodybuilding go to wellness.
Yes, yes, and that's like right now in the Toronto Pro, Stephanie, her last name, so bad at this. Stephanie, she's from Michigan and she's an IFBB Pro fitness, um, Olympian.
Stephanie
And to
Jones.
Yes, Stephanie
I
Jones,
interviewed
and
her. I interviewed. Yeah, she made the announcement she was switching
yes,
over. I interviewed her,
and
and she's.
today she's doing the wellness. It's her wellness pro debut.
Oh, I
So
missed that. I forgot.
it's a huge, it's like a huge jump. You're already an Olympian and in fitness and all that, and then boom, let's go to wellness. So it's a different aesthetic, it's a different like movement, it's different like lines that they look for when it comes to wellness, and when it comes to like bikini and wellness. And that's why like when I when I competed in bikini back in the day, my feedback was like, your lower body is way bigger. Well, granted, it wasn't conditioned back in the day, but it's just way bigger. Like I did have like strong quads. And when it comes to bikini, you really don't see those quads popping out, right? It's very just like very slim, slender look. So when wellness came to America, I'm just like, it's perfect. Like that's genetically, that's where I fall, and just I just need to keep working on it.
Yeah, because the thing is a lot of work. Because I think some whereas competitors they love leg day. Most bodybuilders don't like leg day. So when you work out, what's your favorite workout other than leg day? Because I know that's the most important part being a wellness competitor. What workout did you like doing when
I
you're in the
I
gym?
love back and shoulders.
That's usually the answer from figure and physique competitors. That's
Yes, I love
yeah,
back and shoulders. It's
yeah.
like it's just so much fun for me. It's like I love just pushing hard and back and shoulders.
Yeah, yeah. And I know that she said pushing hard, guys. But yeah, it's tough to like see. Also, you're a coach and a trainer.
Yes.
And when did you start doing that? After you turn, you switch over to wellness, or you do it before?
No, I did it way before because I started off as a group fitness instructor, and I've been doing that for like 10 years or even more, even before I got into bikini competing, or competing in bikini, I should say. But I used to be a group fitness instructor. I taught like classes like Insanity, P90X, live versions. I taught boxing. I taught all that, like even Bollywood dancing. I did all the cardio stuff, right? And that's why it's like just my love for training, my love for leveling myself up. But before competing, I already started training people. Like I am a personal trainer, and that's only for lifestyle though. Even until now, even as a competitor, even though I do understand a lot of things when it comes to competing, I still choose to train for lifestyle clients rather than competitors because that's a totally different level of um, of training people and helping people go through prep, and that's huge responsibility. And I don't think like I'm I'm not confident enough to take care of clients like that yet. So it's all just lifestyle training. So
Yeah,
everyday person.
yeah. Being a coach, whether for a professional, like even amateur or any kind of competitive bodybuilder, it's a lot
Hmm.
of work because you have
Yes.
to, tell them what you need to do, follow some guidelines. Sometimes, they may not always follow what you say because sometimes you can't always use the same plan for one person use for
Hmm.
another. And in
Hmm.
lifestyle coaching, this is really helpful because people like myself, I've been struggling with being a big guy for a long time. I do a little better now, but it's hard to make those choices. Sometimes there's some things that just, as my other guy like to gauge, just whatever does makes you stranger, makes you stronger. And just sometimes temptation is just, thank you. So, sorry. So, folks, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into Roxy's social media for a bit and look at some stuff, and, if you want to follow her, all her social media stuff is in the description of the live stream. You go check it out. You can follow her. You can follow me also on my platforms. But guys, I know Roxy's a beautiful lady. I know she's a nice lady. She took time to come and talk with me. But Roxy, it's no offense to you. I tell this to everybody when I do these interviews, guys, no D pics. Stop it. Get some help. You know, I know, guys, you get excited when I bring women on here, but come on, be respectful.
I'll
Sometimes,
just repost them, right?
yeah. You don't want to see nobody's thumb. Say, hey, that's my thumb.
repost repost them and tag them. It's like
So we're
might
going
as
to go
well.
to your social media a bit, and we see here there's a group of people here with you, and I see one person right there in the center right here, the champ
Hmm.
herself, Andrea Shaw.
Yes.
How long have you known Andrea?
I've known her for a few years now, like quite a while, because
Yeah,
she's from
yeah,
Detroit too. So, you
yeah.
know,
And here he is, and this is wow. What you like about when you take your photos and present your body, you just wow.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm a man, but yeah, I'm sweetheart. I can't help myself. And here he is. You competed at the North Americans. What was the
Hmm.
feedback from the judges from that show?
North for North Americans, just develop your your lower body even more,
Yeah,
just density.
yeah. That's most. It's very important. The critique for the judges, what they give you,
Hmm.
and here's you give a speech. Yes, it's a topic.
Thinks it's all just like glitz and glamour and you're always like ripped and shredded. But there's a lot that goes into it and there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into it. So my advice to people is like start training, start eating right, take maybe at least a year of consistently eating and training well and see if it's something you enjoy doing because competing is something you have to do out of your heart. You can't compete if you're not fully into it, you know? And it's not as easy as some people might show it, especially on Instagram, TikTok, like all these like influencers show how easy it seems like, but it really isn't. It's a lot of sacrifice and hard work. So if you're ready for that lifelong journey of sacrifice and consistency and hard work, then go for it and go compete.
Yeah, that's what I understand about when you become a bodybuilder. There's a lot of sacrifices you have to make: time,
Hmm.
money. Sometimes it can affect your mind, your body.
Hmm.
When you're on the stage, what's running through your mind? What you're thinking when you present yourself?
I'm just I'm just so happy whenever I'm on stage. Once I see those lights, or once I guess I get my makeup on, my suit on, I'm just like, just living my life, my best life. Like, I don't, a lot of people ask me, it's like, do you get scared? Do you get, like anxious or anything? I was like, no, not at all. Like, I think it's the most relaxed state I could ever be in is be up on stage. Like, I just enjoy it. So,
Here she is with the champ right here. And I'm a fan of hers. I think she's just a beautiful, amazing woman. I
she
mean,
is.
yeah, she's just people I've talked to told me how great she is. And here she is with other people. Here's this one picture. Wow. I think you have a lot of potential. Like I said, I'm still trying to understand the division.
Mhm.
And here's this picture. Is
Oh.
I just gotta laugh at that one.
Choose your
you
fighter. You got to
know,
choose your fighter. That's all.
yeah. That's funny. Two old men, but it's about a process as you grow as an athlete and you develop. A lot of work to it. What do you feel you would need for yourself to get to that next level?
Grow more glutes. To be honest, grow more glutes. It's like it's just a lot more time, a lot more hard work, and just like what I said in the other interview. It's just consistency because
Hmm.
it's all I can do. All I can do is do my best. So I have to do my best every day, whether or not I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling under the weather, whatever it is. It's just showing up for myself and, sticking to the plan no matter what.
Now, is this your mom right here?
Yes, that's my mom.
Yeah, just as pretty as your mama. And
Aw, thanks.
this is your dude too.
No, just a
Oh,
friend.
oh, just a friend. Oh, yeah. I know that's a friend.
Thanks. Those
But
are
I
my
think
friends.
hey, any guy hanging around there, hey, guys, yeah. Maybe just me being old fashioned. I just when I'm with women like that, I don't know. I could be a friend of yours. you know. And it's a process. As I said again,
Hmm.
this is also with the
Yes.
Masters USA's. How
Yes.
did you place at that show?
I placed second. So I was like so close. So
So
close.
close,
That's
no
the closest.
cigar.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
in North Americans, I placed third. And then after a few months, I did this. I placed second. And so, you know, this year, I'm going for first. It's like, that's all I can do is just aim for number one.
Yeah, it's like Ricky Bobby. If you're not first, you're last. You know.
Hmm. It's like,
And also,
it's never good enough.
yeah, it's like I said, it's a lot of to get in sport that to train, to follow the regiments,
Hmm.
the diet, and who's your coach? Who you working with?
I'm with Am Freitas with Team Panain. So
Uh,
I'm under Am Freitas and Ricardo Panain. So
uh,
it's number one Brazilian team, you know.
yeah, because it's like I said, Wallace came from Brazil. A
Hmm.
lot of competitors. I think right now the top competitors are from Brazil. I
Yes.
think right there, if you look at the Olympia, I think the top five competitors are mostly Brazilians. I mean,
Yes.
it's I think because they have that natural strong Afro aesthetics. Like I don't know all
Mm-hmm.
the names. I'm like I said, still figuring out some of them because like I say, it's such a deep division now. I got a friend of mine. She switched it over from physique to women's bodybuilding. And I know another
Mm-hmm.
who did it, but she went back to physique. We got here from a man, Balls Deep. He says, he says,
What did he say?
yes, Lord. You gotta be careful, Balls Deep. So you said the plan is competing. So what show are you shooting for this year? For
So this year, it's crazy when you did ask me offline. It's like or I think I saw it in your post, right? It's like what my plans are. The thing is, like last year, I just showed up. I never told anyone my plans, so only me and my coach would know. And, just a few really close friends, but not even people at the gym or anything. And I just showed up during check-ins at a show, and people are like, "Oh, you're competing?" I was like, "Yep." So I was planning to do that this year, but since you interviewed me, I'm just gonna tell everyone now
great,
because you're special. All right, so I'll be
thank
doing.
you. I'm so special.
You are.
Thank
So
you.
this year I'll be doing the teen collegiate and masters nationals in
Mm,
Pittsburgh.
And that's
So
Dare shows. And also, I think that's that. I
hmm
think it's that same. I know some ladies who are doing that show also. Some ladies who are trying to get a pro card.
yes,
It's a very popular show. It's for like older competitors, like for the
hmm
teen, collegiate, and masters.
yes,
And it could be a chance. But are you thinking about if you don't get it there? Do you have a ace in the hole? Guys, like I said, there's still like.
North Americans.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. You know, also you did nationals last year, and
hmm
also there's also the amateur Olympia. If you thought about that
Olympia.
one too, because it's going to bring it back to Vegas. It's going to be 60th anniversary for that show.
And I'll be actually in Vegas. I already booked my ticket and my everything for Vegas just because I can't miss Olympia. Like just to be there, whether or not I'm competing. So
Yeah,
maybe we'll do it. We'll see, but
yeah,
maybe
just jump
not.
right in. I mean, yeah.
I'm already
Here
there.
we got from my man. This is my man Devarius Adams. He says, "You look beautiful, Roxy." Like I
Aw,
said, hey Roxy,
thank
I'm gonna
you.
tell you this. Anytime I get a new girl on here, it's like the episode of Chappelle's show when Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Story, when they meet Prince and they meet that guy Nikki Free with them and say, "Yo, Shaman got a new girl. She found a motherfucker." That's like that's Nikki Free. He's a dude, but you're not a dude. You're a very George got a new girl. She finds a motherfucker. They get excited about it. So it's a lot of work being competitive. And also, people got to understand it's expense to
Mhm.
compete in bodybuilding. The
Mhm.
cost of training and traveling, so much to this. I mean, you ladies, you got to think about it. For you ladies, your hair, your makeup, everything you got to put into
Mhm.
it. But look at the guys. All you got to do is wear a pair of board shorts and banana hammocks. You think that in getting an amateur, you still got to pay your entrance fees.
Mhm. It's pretty expensive. It's a few $1,000s a show, especially nationals. You know, so it's like just from traveling, plane ticket, um, hotel for a few days. Your bikini is almost $1,000. Hair and makeup is $1,000. Entrance fees depends on how many classes you join. It could range from what 400 to $1,000. So it's a lot. That's why I work
Yeah,
really hard.
yeah. I
Got to
mean,
make that money.
yeah, and you're good that you still have a career where you're working at. What's do you have other career besides being a coach or trainer, or
Yes,
you do
yes. So I actually work for Audi,
oh the
Audi and Volkswagen. Yes, so I do have my corporate job, and then I also train, and I train people one-on-one personal training as well as online training, and then I do also my coaching business. I mean my posing business. So like just earlier today, I was like with my clients, I just help pose them, and then I do workshops with Miss Andrea Shaw, at least
I
at least
I
once a month.
I just like I said, we say that name. I'm sorry. I'm just a she's just an amazing person. I mean, every time somebody mentions her, I go Andrea Shaw. Oh,
hmm
I was a fanboy. I got a friend. I think you probably met him. He was up, he's working with John Simmons,
Okay.
Andrew's coach, her and her husband Tina.
Yes.
My man, Big Keith, he sent me this
Oh,
picture
that's
here. It should be up here second. There it is. He sent me this
yeah.
picture. I told him, keep your hands off my girl. I love Keith, my brother. I love you. But you got your hands on my. I'm sorry, Roxy, I just can't help myself. He made me so mad. But he's my brother. I love him. He's my brother, but he sent us this saying, George, I got your hands around me. I got your hands around my girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry, folks. Well, folks, we just have
I
a guest just
understand.
come in here.
Mhm.
And, usually I do this often, but we have a guest. She wants to say hello. So we have
Okay.
here Big Jane in the building.
Hey, how are you?
How are you,
We
Jane?
have you love Miss Jane. If I can say that, I would say Big Jane. She worked with you with her posing,
Mhm.
and I think y'all know each other very well. So welcome,
Mhm.
Jane. How you been doing, Jane?
Hi.
Good, been busy with work, but I'm moving to Florida soon, so it's kind of busy right now. How you guys?
Yeah. So how long do y'all know each other?
How long? Maybe a year or more? I don't know.
So we compete at national together, remember?
Oh,
Hmm.
and so that's like 2 years now since 21, right?
Yeah.
Orlando. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it's awesome that these two went for two different reasons and you found a bond and friendship. So Jane, what's that experience like? What's your when you think about Roxy, what comes to your mind when you think about her
Like, uh, like as competing or as a person?
as a person?
Well, I met her in a person. She really sweet. Always positive all the time. She doesn't talk, bad about anyone. You know.
And Roxy, how do you feel about Jane as a person?
Oh my gosh, I love Jane. I love her. I love her, especially like when we got to hang out.
Yeah.
When you got your pro card, just a few days after getting that pro card, we got to hang out in Florida. That was like I freaking love her. Like I wish we were just neighbors.
I know. We always spend time like not that long. Yeah. I wish we
Yeah,
can hang out more.
I know. You should come
Well,
here soon.
as you know, she's planning on going to the Olympia. Maybe because you're a little closer to the west to the Olympia. Maybe y'all can meet up there because it's gonna be 60th anniversary for the Olympia. It'd be great to see you there. And see y'all together, hang out, and y'all can have fun. Make it a girls' night.
Sure.
So,
I'm
like I
actually.
said,
Hmm?
who go say?
I'm actually go to Las Vegas in 2 weeks. So
Oh,
I
Oh.
know.
like
Yeah.
ships passing the night, huh? Yeah. So, yeah. But Jane, like I said, we do appreciate you. You want to stay a little longer, and if you like, we had to guest you, but I might have to sit you around for a little bit because this is an interview between me and Roxy. I might bring you back in later. You want to come back in?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. All right.
Okay,
Appreciate you, Jane.
bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a great surprise. Oh
She
my
is
gosh.
she's a great lady. We were talking
Mhm.
because I was watching the Toronto Super Show, and she asked my thoughts because the one lady who was competing, there was like between Ava Manello and Sheena Oleg, and I interviewed Sheena a couple of years ago. I even met her when I
Mhm.
went to Savannah when she last competed, and we were just having a debate. I didn't watch the wellness division. So I'm just I'm gonna my crime is I'm a muscle purse smut, and and I'm still trying to get a handler division. I am kind of particularly interested in it because it's very I just but I'm trying to keep my composure with you because you're wonderful. You take time here, I mean, but as you see, as you've been competing for a while, you work with people. Who do you work most? A lot of bikini and wellness, and also working on Andrea. Who do you like to work with the most?
I love wellness competitors. But then, I mean, are you talking about like clients or just people?
Yeah,
Okay,
in
yeah,
general,
with,
both clients in general.
I mean, I love working with Andrea. It's such an honor to always be in her presence. It's an honor for her. Um, we're in this, she asked me to be part of her team for her posing team. And that's why we get to see each other at least, once a month. And she asked me was it last year at the Arnold or the Olympia? She asked me like during the expo. She's like, "Hey, so do you want to I think did she say post together or do you want to work together?" And I was like, "Of course." Like I didn't exactly know what she wants to work with me on, but I'm like, "Of course." I mean, how could you say no? And then I didn't realize she wanted me to teach people how to post under her wing.
Wow.
So yeah, so I'm just like, I can't believe this is happening, you know? So I love working with her. I love working with her. I love working with John Simmons. And what's funny is I knew John Simmons way before I met Andrea. And he was the one I ran to 10 days before my first bikini competition. And I didn't have a coach. And I met him and I was like, can you help me? Like, what do I do? I know it's too late, but we did what we could. So it's funny that, it came like all full circle, just being together again, working together again and hanging out. So,
Yeah, I mean that's great. As you know, John's working with my man Keith, his wife Tina, and
mhm.
he's doing good work. I just interviewed a lady who just won at his show a while back,
Okay.
Abby Lopez. Abby competed
Oh,
at
yes,
the
Abby. Yes.
yeah, and she's a great lady. I have she's doing pretty good. I hope she be able to get a qualification.
Hmm.
This picture I love. I found this when I was you and Andrea. Oh, it's just, I'm sorry, I can't help myself. I think she's just amazing person. I mean, this is were you working with her on this pose on her this week her
No, I
posing?
don't work with her with posing. Like, I can't take credit for anything she does. But I was just working as a trophy girl for the John Simmons bodybuilding championships. So I was backstage with her. And so I was able to take that video of her. So,
Uh,
yeah.
Backstage Andrea.
Hmm.
I feel like Homer Simpson when he says donuts, donut. Yes. Yeah, I mean it's good. This is a while back. A lady who I know, we just did a little special while we did a little live stream. She signed in a new client for a bad rap company. That's
Mm.
Eunice, Martina's Kitchen. She was at the Olympia with Andrea, and Andrea, she did this for me, and this is why I am a total. I'm always gonna be a fanboy. I am, I just this woman just she took the time off to do this for me. And I gotta put into a frame one of these days.
Hmm.
But I'm like that Obama snowman. I love it and hug it. I name it George. So and I think she's an amazing person. She really um, brought a new level to the sport. As you know, if you look at it now, women's bodybuilding was like under a lot of issues, like they're
Hmm.
trying to push it out. Shout out to one guy who saved it, Jake Wood. I got to do this every time I say his name. Yo, Jake, want that money? I want that gun, and
Mm.
and really, your division is really getting growing. Because I
Hmm.
know I saw Tyler Manning said now you got sponsors. That's Wolfpack for the IB shows, and does you think that really sponsorship does help as a competitor?
Yes, I believe so. Especially, whether it's sponsorship for just food, because we eat a lot of food, um, sponsorship for like money, just so we can, pay for our shows, pay for every day, like our coaching and, gym memberships, all that stuff. Like sponsorships definitely help. And it's pretty tough finding a sponsor, especially as an amateur, especially if you're not like an Instagram, what do you call this? Influencer and which it's like it's completely different. So but yeah, sponsorships definitely help.
Don't get me started. If there's one lady who I just mentioned talked about, because a friend of mine sent me a thing about her. If you know who she is, I'm not mentioning her name on my channel. They call her. She's supposed to be a doctor, but now she's under jail for some shit that she shouldn't have done. And the thing is that it should be people should be really think about what they do and how they act out here. How they want to be perceived. And
Hmm.
also, are you sponsored?
No, I'm not. I mean, I do have I'm a brand ambassador for a few things, but I'm not like sponsored like monetarily or anything like that. So I really have to work very, very hard so I can afford this lifestyle and I can afford competing. So
Yeah, because it is a lifestyle. Because you have to travel. The
yes.
cost, like you mentioned, food and everything like that.
Hmm.
There's so much to this. And even though, like I said, I don't do as much content on these divisions, I try to be as you. One of my things is one of my favorite movies is Batman Begins, with the part where Liam Mason is Henry K. Rollins Gold Rules tells Bruce Wayne, beware surrounds of time, young Master Wayne. Never give a sure footing for a killing blow. And I try to be aware with these divisions. I mean, as you know, your division is still at the Arnold,
No,
and
okay.
yeah, I know he kicked out. I know. Hey, I grew up. I used to fan of Arnold. I used to love like the Terminator and Conan and Hobbes and the not the Tuma and that. But I'm just not a fan of what he has pushed out. I'm saying y'all ladies have a place because your division is very more in the mindset of most people aesthetically pleasing. But people will often, I've heard people talk, shame you for being fit. And that's
Hmm.
crazy. Why? It's usually it's guys that like me with boobs and can't even bust a grape, who are talking about you ladies.
I think it's just different, especially like society nowadays. It's like they glorify, you know, unhealthier practices compared to trying to just be healthy. I mean, granted, bodybuilding isn't really a healthy sport. You have to admit. But at the same time, it's like just wanting to be healthy or wanting to, you know, like eat better, just like the basic things, wanting to eat better, wanting to be more active. It's like we are definitely shamed more rather than, someone who isn't, right? So that's pretty unfortunate, just because, like, I mean, growing up, I was overweight. I had my own struggles, and I was like 100 pounds more than my classmates growing up. So I understand the struggle. I understand that, um, the things that you have to go through, the bullying and all that. But at the same time, I never thought that it should be okay to stay where I was, especially if I see like my family members get very sick, right? For being unhealthy. So it's pretty sad how society nowadays would rather glorify, the more body positive stuff, which isn't really positive. It's like let's just make healthy being normal, in my opinion. You know, don't ostracize people who try to be healthy,
And
because
then there's the
everyone
flip,
needs to try.
and there's the flip side of it. This guy's like saying they see you say, "Hey, Roxy, yeah, you're the thunder. Can I be the lightning?" Guys, guys, I think, especially in the bodybuilding world, there is so few who were like someone like Andrea, who's very attractive, in my opinion. Jane's attractive woman. You're an attractive
Hmm.
woman. Some guys can be a little bit like that's why every time I do these interviews, I say, guys, hey, like don't send the D pics because the fact is, y'all ladies, it's one thing you have to deal with the people who don't like you. It's you got to deal with people that like you too much.
Too much, yeah. It's like, I mean, that happens, right? And as like, as myself, as a person, and not even as a competitor, it's like you just have to get used to it. It's not that it's supposed to be normal. It doesn't mean you have to tolerate it, but it's like you just ignore it. Like, in my opinion, like, I just ignore it. If you give too much attention to those things, it's just it's just a waste of energy, in my opinion, especially when you're on prep. It's a waste of energy. um, so I just say, just ignore it. Things happen, just ignore it. If it doesn't affect your life, just ignore it. There's no need for it. And that sometimes, if people are very inappropriate in person, because that does happen as well, you just put them in their place. That's all.
Mhm. Yeah, because
you
sometimes
know
you get some people say, well, like be at all, and with you're more like it's more with you're more like the I would say the standard. Whereas maybe you have a nice physique, you have a nice shape. You're not too muscular. You still get some definition, but not too much where it looks like you're
Mhm.
you're about to blow out your t-shirt. You can walk around. With people might say you might see you say, wow, you got some great legs. What do you do to work out? They might say
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Then yeah, but with some competitors they have to deal with people say, wow, can I touch your muscles? Can I get that? Say,
yeah.
or sometimes I think some women say sometimes women is the worst for some bodybuilders. Like, why you gotta be so big? Like when you started this,
Hmm.
what was it like? Your mom, your dad, your stepdad. What were their thoughts? Like, when you got to this, like, you be walking around in a bikini, and I don't know, your dad said, I don't want to see my kid walking around butt naked.
No, they're actually fine with it. They were, like my stepdad was fine with it. My mom, I mean, she just doesn't want me to get like overly muscular, you know, like overly, because she knows, like, because even though I'm a wellness competitor and we're not like super muscular, right? Not like women's bodybuilding and all that. Like, I love the sport so much that I would like watch, women's bodybuilding, figure, physique, like I love that. I love that training. So I always like look at it, watch it, show it to my mom because I'm like, this is so amazing. This woman's so amazing, because I understand the discipline that goes into it and I love the aesthetics. And she's like, just don't be that big. You're already getting big. And I'm like, I don't think I'm big at all. But then some people do say, you are pretty big. I'm like, no, not at all.
I think the mindset of most people, you think about this, is like when they think about getting big, they think about somebody like, okay, like you might get to like be like Nick Walker, but you're not. You're a woman. You're not gonna be Nick Walker.
Yes.
But you're not gonna be Andrea or
Yeah.
even some of the ladies in like someone like if you look at now in the figure division, there are women in the figure division that should go into physique. I've seen
Hmm.
someone like that. I've seen women even some one of those competitors who switched over should have just
Hmm.
what, instead of just going this way, she just went up. But the thing is, I think it's always a debate about staying feminine, being feel like
Yeah.
still like a woman.
Yes.
But like I
Yes.
said, it's just about as you grow and process as an athlete. And you ever see competitors where you backstage and you're there, and because one thing as amateur you can crisscross. You ever see competitors
Hmm.
say, you know what, they might be in the wrong division. They might
Hmm.
need to.
I've seen a lot of people like that. And I mean, even the people that I pose, I help coach, right, for posing. It's like sometimes they're like, no, I'm wellness, and I'm like, as much as let's say monetarily I could make money off someone who wants to be posed for wellness, if I see their bodies more for figure, I will tell them, I think you're more figure. Like I will tell them straight, because I'm pretty honest with that stuff. So yeah, I do see a lot of people. It's like or bikini, and then they try wellness. So it's like, no, I'm a wellness girl, and I'm like, no, you're not. It's like I'm pretty honest with that because I'd rather have people honest with me as well. You know what I mean? So it's like if I fit a different criteria better, then I would rather have people tell me that rather than like, no, you're perfect where you're at. Like, nah, nah. I like that honesty, but then that's me.
Well, how my other guys said, like sometimes some people rather be kissed with a lie than slap with the truth. You know. Oh, before I go, Roxy, I want to tell you something.
Hmm.
You are beautiful. I'm sorry,
Thank
Roxy.
you.
He just we appreciate it. So it's a lot of work to be in the sport, and
Yes.
especially sacrifices you got to make. I know there's times where you get up in the morning, and you have to go to the gym before you go to work. There's times where you say, you know what, I'd rather live in my bed. I don't want to go
Hmm.
nowhere. But you
Hmm.
have to have that determination and consistency in your life as a competitive bodybuilder. You just can't, like one thing I think, especially in bodybuilding, one thing bodybuilding gets a lot of point things about is steroids. You say you're on steroids, but the fact is, you can see it more in the mainstream sports. Like I do content on MMA, mixed martial arts,
Okay.
and I follow boxing. I don't follow like much like I used to. The boxers got busted for steroids. I think MMA fighters got busted for steroids. There's a whole congressional hearing about baseball players play steroids. Those guys are millionaires. They can do whatever they want,
Hmm.
but it's only a small factor of the sport.
Hmm.
It's just one thing. It's just the thing that helps in the process, but everything else is about consistency,
Yes.
following your diet. Going to the gym where you don't want to go to the gym, and also food is an important part of it. Food is both a tool and a weapon. Like last time we were at nationals, tell me, Roxy, tell me that thing that you wanted the most, that thing you desired, that thing you wanted, that was calling you, that was unprepped, you couldn't have, that you denied yourself.
Hmm. What did I really want? I actually wanted, which I ordered when I was in California. It's called Halo Halo because I'm Filipino.
Oh, for the,
So you're like, oh, so Halo Halo is this dessert, which is basically just different sweet beans, ube, which is a taro, it's like a sweet potato, and flan, which is like made out of milk. So it's like hollow hollow. Hollow hollow means mix, right? So if you translate it from Filipino to
Mix,
English,
mix.
mix. Yeah, mix, mix. So it's just a mix of different sweet beans and, flan and taro. And so it's basically just like sweet fruits. And I really wanted that. And it was perfect in California because we don't have, like, here in Michigan where where I currently live, we don't really have Filipino stores or anything like that. But in California, there's so many Filipinos, like a huge Filipino community, which means there's different Filipino restaurants. So I just door dashed one of those, and that's what I wanted to eat.
Like I said, I think you're
Delightful.
the second Filipino competitor I have on here. I had a lady, her name is Maria Queen Lieberman. She's
Queenie,
from,
yes, I saw
yeah,
her.
she
Yeah.
cool lady. We talk here now and then. She's been on to my live streaming now and then. And I know that is the thing. It's just you can only have it so often because you got to follow your diet. I know you get bored with eating ground chicken and rice and broccoli and asparagus. You just want to say, you know what? I just want a nice piece of bread or just something with sugar in it. But like I
I
said, you want to get to that next step, and sometimes
mhm,
that's one of the sacrifices you have to make.
mhm. And that's, I mean, well, when it comes to prep like food, I never get bored. I really like being on prep. As weird as that sounds, I really love it.
Yeah, you're
Although I do
weird.
have a, although I do have a very sweet tooth, and that's my only thing, But mitigating that, what I do is like especially while I'm on prep, I love to bake, and I love to make sweet things for my mom. So I would bake her a cheesecake, right? Like a full, thick cheesecake. I said thick. So so so
I'm
I
not the only person with those dad jokes. So
so I would bake her like a cheesecake or bake her something, really like delicious with condensed milk and everything during prep. I mean, like right now. And I would just give it to her and watch her eat it. And I love that. I enjoy like that secondhand, like just watching her. Like I don't really crave. It's like I crave it, but then I give it to her, and then I watch her eat it, or and then I would give it to my coworkers and watch them eat it, and then I'm good. Like I don't know. Like I've mentally like rewired myself, I think, to do that. Like I love watching people eat. So,
that's
I'm
good that you like that. I know there's some foods I like. Like one thing is, I live in a small town, and the next town over there's a Chinese buffet place, and every so often I'd be like, I go and get myself a nice plate. I'd be like Pookie, New Jack City, man. It be calling me, man. It be calling my name, man. It be calling me. you know. But yeah, it's good that you love what you do. You love cooking. You love being on prep. There's a lot, like I said, people need to understand. There's a lot to the sport that
Mhm,
is just difficult. Some people not really make the sacrifices.
mhm,
The time, the money. You invest emotions into it. You got to think about it. You're on the stage for maybe 2, 3 minutes at the most. You're hydrated, you're dehydrated, you're under lights, you're sweating, you're covered in tan, it's a lot, And here's the thing is we are in the stands, we're watching you. We watching you walk on the stage, we watch you shit, moving around, and there's a small saying, when you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. And that's but anybody like Ron Coleman said like this: everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but no one wants to lift the heavy
mhm,
ass weight.
mhm,
And for what you ladies do in the sport, just you and men and women who do the sport, there's a lot to it. And the choices you have to make to maintain yourself to get to that next level, it has to be respected.
I agree. I agree, and thank you for that. It's just, yeah, a lot of people don't understand how much sacrifice you put and how much, like what I said in the other interview, it's like you really have to love the sport to stay in the sport and as well and to do well in the sport, because whether you win or you lose, it's like you have to have that like love for it that you just keep going and keep getting better and not feeling so destroyed and defeated. Let's say you don't take first place, you know, or you don't place at all in a show. It's like if you love the sport, then you'll keep going. You'll want to always get better. And whether it's on prep, especially on the off season, which a lot of people don't understand, that's where it matters the most is the off season, especially when you're, from wellness onwards. When it comes to divisions, like the off season is the most important part. It's like that's when you're going to train. That's when you're going to eat. That's when you're going to build that muscle, and it takes a long time. And to be in the sport, you have to have that patience and again the consistency, but a lot of patience because not all of us can grow muscle as fast as we want to, whether or not you're in PEDs, right? Um, it's the food, the training, the sleep, everything. Every single day counts. So if like to be in the sport, you just truly have to love it. And it's not only like for me, even as a wellness competitor, I love all the other divisions. Like I'm a fan of all the other divisions because all of them like inspire me to be better,
Yeah,
so you
because I
just
think
have
like
to love it.
I'm always gonna be a fan of women's bodybuilding, but I have respect for the other divisions. Some more, some not as much as others. But it's like I said, I gotta respect what you and you competitors do. And we all know bodybuilding is not a very lucrative career. I mean,
Hmm.
it's more like a money pit. You throw money for suits, travel, hair,
Hmm.
makeup, this, that. And one thing I think most definitely y'all competitors deserve is like some benefits out of this. Like even as an amateur, you should be okay. If I can't make a show, hey, come on, give me a deduction on my interest fee. Um, if also maybe some assistance, like okay, if I get sick, I get hurt, I don't have to pay so much money when I go do my blood work or something
Hmm.
happens to me to where I need to see a doctor. Those are things I think you still pay for a amateur card. I think you'll get an NPC card, something like that, I believe,
Yes,
or
we
yeah,
still pay for NPC cards. Yes,
yeah,
every
and
year.
like that's like how much is that? Like a
It's like
couple hundred.
125, 150, 125,
All right, and there should be something to
something
come
like
out of
that.
that instead of just okay.
Hmm.
I'm an amateur. That's, like it's like I got a friend. He's a pro. He said like he got his card. He said you just got to get laminated. I mean, it's just I think it should be more like any mainstream sport,
Hmm.
like where there should be more like okay, even when you like we know when you get into professionals, you start like college, and then you hit the pro level, it should be like assistance, like like you get a pension, like when you say what, I'm tired of competing, I'm done, so I got something in the bank waiting for me when I walk away. I
Yeah.
can you have a job, but it's good to have that little little extra while
Yes.
you living life. Um, it's from a man, Davis says, that's right. Yeah, thank you, Davis. Shout out to you. And I would say this. This is where this sport really needs more attention. I think with your division, it gets a lot more attention because it fits a certain aesthetic. It's very feminine,
Yeah.
very pleasing. It's a lot harder for a division like, women's bodybuilding get
Hmm.
the short end stick. Physique is starting getting that same short end, and even figure is getting tough for competitors. But you know what? It's funny that now I just remember when I watched you probably used to come on television when I was a kid. You can catch it on the networks and ESPN and stuff like that. But now you can watch cornhole, or even I saw this thing. Somebody even
Hmm.
trying to do a pillow fight in Federation. Yeah, it's just crazy. So,
It
folks,
is.
we do appreciate her time here, and I hope her all the best in her. Finally, she might get a pro card. If she ever want to come back here and shoot the shit, she's a welcome guest. This is why I do this. I love the opportunity for you ladies like yourself to share your story. And everybody's out there who's interested, maybe like I said, a financial sponsorship will help. But guys, this is what I want to tell you. This is what you don't do. It says, "Hey Roxy, yeah, I saw you. You got my thunder running." No, 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 no. You don't do that. You don't do that. You say, "Mrs. Francisco, we have a plan for you. If you're interested, we have a particular look. We like your businesses, so we might want to sponsor your next show and take care of anything you need. So if you're agreeable with our plan and it works with with you, we'll set you up." So that's what sponsorship does help. So you are
That
out
would
there
be
who is,
awesome.
yeah, if you're out there who's sponsored and you want to sponsor someone like Roxy, she like I know a lot of you guys, most of my guys who follow me, they love the big freaky chicks. I can't do, but hey,
Nice.
we got a little flex, guys, we got a little flex, so that should do you well, you know. But you're an athlete. No matter if it's not the division that you know most people recognize, it's a popular growing division. Women are switching over to it. I saw one young girl. I think she turned a pro card as a bodybuilder, but she's switching
Mhm.
over to back to wellness. That's Teddy
Oh,
Raggi, if you
okay.
know her. Yeah. I've seen competitors who really try to find their place because they may not like girls who are don't have those aesthetics for figure or women's physique that feel like wellness fits for them or they're too big for
Mhm.
bikini. It's about finding your place, you know, in the sport of bodybuilding.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah. So, what would you want for yourself more out of the sport than anything?
For myself, I just want to inspire people because my thing was like, growing up like in the Philippines, everyone's like, they just want to be stick skinny and tiny. Um, and I always thought about like being a superhero. And if I could be a superhero to all the young girls back home, everywhere in the world, really, that would be my goal. Like just to inspire people to break 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 the stereotypes, go for what you want, define your genetics, whether or not people say you're like, oh, you're too sick, you're too weak, you're too whatever, just go for it. And that's what I want to do, inspire people. And that's why I want to get my pro card, have a show, my own show, and just really push the sport and show like strong is beautiful. And that goes for all divisions, especially the bigger women divisions, because I'm a fan of of the sport so much. So that's, I guess, my own personal um, goal and what I want to get out of it for myself is just to inspire people and you know, make an impact in people's lives.
Well, you got a buddy. She has a show, and it's the Triple O Dynasty. Maybe next year to add wellness to it, but you already got enough shows already. So,
I know. So we got to be
I,
fair,
yeah,
right?
you got,
I
yeah, kind of
understand.
like that's the thing is like I know promoters. I just saw a promoter. He was about to kick out Williams Physique from the old Omaha. It wasn't enough
Mhm.
competitors because it takes a lot of these competitors to take time to get ready. So I think with bikini wellness, men's physique, and men's classic, it's easy turnaround for
Yes.
promoters compared to
Yeah.
bodybuilding and even the other divisions because it takes time to grow and develop. Some don't
Hmm.
want to get ready for first a year because it used to be back in the day the big show first year for women's bodybuilding physique and some of those was on switch to classic. But now I think we're going to have a lot of people picking up because we just got the Omaha was yesterday. Prejudging was finished for the Toronto. We're supposed to have the finishing. I don't know to check it out later. I already got some people I'm rooting for, ladies I follow who are going to be who are competing in this show. And like I said, it's just about the process as yourself as an athlete and where you fit in, where you grow at. Like I said, I gotta give you ladies respect. I mean, there's some things I wouldn't do. I wouldn't want to. I eat a little healthier now, but still, yesterday I had some fried chicken and some beans, and but you know, it's just I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm just trying to be a little smarter one because I'm like about 50 and I have a pacemaker and I got two bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin. But you know, it's a lot to what you do and the focus you put into this. And I know there's times where you wish you could just live like everybody else, but you're an athlete. Sometimes you can't always do what everybody else do. You can't go out here. You can't go out
Hmm.
there. I know some people say they lost friends because of the choice they made to get in sport. And I know we talked about earlier how your parents don't want you to get too big. If your dad was around and said, "I want my girl to be my boy," but you're not gonna be too much muscular if you're in bikini and wellness. But I think people's idea of
Hmm.
muscle is like anything that looks more than what they have is just something that just I think it's a intimidation factor mostly.
Hmm.
So
Agreed.
yeah.
Agreed.
So while we got you here, do you have anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Well, Andrea Shaw, of course, Miss Andrea Shaw, soon to be five times Olympian.
Five
um,
times, five times,
5 times
five
this
times,
year. Of
five
course,
times.
Jane, a bunch of my coach in Freitas, all the way in Brazil. We're going for another Olympia win because they do coach Miss Olympia 3 times already. Yeah, three
Giselle,
times. Francielli,
Francescelli.
Francielli
Okay, okay.
Matos. Yes,
Matos.
yes. So we'll be seeing everyone will be seeing each other at the Olympia. Shout out to Grindstone Blends, my new, I'm the ambassador for them here in the US. They're based in Canada. Great cream of rice stuff. um, and yeah, just that's it. Well, my mom, of course. My mom,
I'd say,
she's in the next room.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like waiting
hey,
for her to like walk in anytime. She's
yeah.
like, "What are you
Like I
doing?"
said, it's gonna be 4 years since my mother's passed, and
Oh,
that was my woman. I took care of her; she took care of me, and
yeah,
our moms are the most important people in our life next to our dads. My father, he was
yes.
in and out of my life when I was growing up, but when we passed, I missed him. He's my father, but it's good to
Yeah.
have supportive people like your friends, your family, Andrea, and just I gotta respect what you do. Like I said, I'm still trying to understand the division. Like I said, I'm a Miguel. I'm a super small. I like the bigger chicks. But I really, I've interviewed ladies who's a pro bikini competitor. She's a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
a master competitor. Ladies who compete both in bikini and fitness and amateur levels like yourself. But really, it takes a lot to be an athlete in the sport. Sacrifice the time that you have to make. I mean, the money you got to put into it, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's just to get that pro card. That's the one thing I think. I'm known ladies who have competed like 20, 30 years before they get a pro card. Some ladies who, like Jane, she competed for a good
Mm-hmm.
while. She finally got hers. I know a lady who I just interviewed. She just made her bodybuilding debut and then turned around and became a pro.
Mm.
I mean, it's about right time, right place sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So folks, we'd like to thank the lovely, Roxy Thunder from down under. Yeah, she's like so, and we
thank
appreciate her. Wish her best of luck. We hope you do get a
you.
profile. Like I said again, she's a welcome guest. You want to come back, and shoot the shit. And this is my challenge, open to everybody. Like I said, my challenge is about giving the opportunity for you ladies to share your story. Like I was most exclusive just about women's body and physique, but I'm really expanding myself. Like I
Mm-hmm.
interviewed Stephanie Jones. I'm interviewing women in figure and physique. I like to get some bikini girls, but it's hard to get with them. I don't know. I think they got that mentality. I just, but it's best to get you like yourself, who's in, you still got your boots on the ground, 10 toes down, who's in the trenches. It's great to get your prospects of what you think of being an athlete in the sport. Hear from you. This is why I give you always opportunity. I know there's a lot of channels that mostly dedicated to the men's bodybuilding division and all stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this is me. This is what I like. I mean, one of my favorite sayings like this. It may not be the '80s, but I'm down with the ladies. I mean, like that. So, folks, we'd like to thank Roxy for coming through. Shout out
Thank
to my man
you.
Balls Deep, my man also Davis Adams. Shout out to Jane. She was here, but she had to go. We like to say good luck to you, folks. If you want to follow her, if you also who are a competitor, maybe want to work with your posing, also make lifestyle changes. Her information is in the description of this live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Check her out. Follow her. But guys, I don't know why I keep telling you guys out there. I just no D pics. I know she's a pretty lady, but you gotta have respect for yourself and for her too. Come on, guys. Stop it. Get some
I
So
love it.
yeah, we'd like to thank you again, man. Wish you best of luck, and I hope everything turns out well for you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It was awesome chatting with you. Love it.
Well, anytime you say thank you, I pulled from a quote once again. My man KL one we say he picks on me. My favorite hero is Batman. That's my favorite hero. I like that because what makes him a great superhero because he's not a superhero, he's integrity, determination. There's a scene from the end of Batman Begins when Jim Gordon says to him, I never said thank you. And Batman turns around and says, you never have to. So like I said, this is something I like doing and talking to people like yourself and sharing your voice with somebody. Maybe we might inspire somebody who's maybe trying to find something their way or their path, or they say, you know what, this is from someone who has same background as I do, And if she can do it, I can do it.
I agree. I agree.
All right. So, folks, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's your Mallory George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Like, don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Have a good morning or a good night.